Hello. Oops, I was trying to get a waiver, Paul. And welcome to the Never Cast Off podcast. My name is Debbie. I'm Deb's Destiny on Ravelry and Instagram. We were just outside, and it's quite hot out, so
Yes.
you might have to bear with me for a minute or two.
We're trying to cool off.
And this is Sheila.
Blue Yarn Always on Instagram and Ravelry.
And on Etsy, your shop.
Oh, Etsy, thank God for bags. Head sewist.
Head Sew Master.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Head Sew Master. I like that last week. Can you feel that fan?
It's nice.
Okay.
Usually I can't stand fans. Today, oh my gosh. Okay, I found out why it's so hot.
Why it's so
I'm
hot?
taking an earth science class, and my professor ended up saying, "You guys wondering why it's so hot?" And we're like, "Yeah, what the heck?" And it's Irma. It creates like a high pressure zone, and then the low pressure and stuff like that. And so Irma is why we have this unbearable hot
Heat.
Yeah, we're setting records the next few days for the hottest weather in Michigan
Wow.
for today. So yeah, it's 90 and excessively muggy out.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll take it compared to what all the other people are going through.
Yeah, I know. We're just whining about being hot, and
Yeah, we can get a fan.
you know,
We
we're
have
sitting in a
electricity.
basement, and there's no water down here. So yeah,
we got electricity.
We're happy. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Puerto Rico.
Yes, that's bad. And so is Mexico.
Oh
The
my
earthquake.
gosh.
It's
My
just
heart-
all bad.
My heart goes out to you guys.
It's just
a
all
lot.
bad. Well, today is September the 23rd, and this is episode 76. And thank you for joining us. We're a knitting, crocheting, spinning, crafty podcast.
Yeah, we like fiber and
I'm getting into 5D diamond painting too. So,
kitties.
and there's a cricket in the basement.
Yeah. Oh, apparently.
There's a cricket in the basement. Well, maybe one of the cats will get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
we're going to go on with the morning announcements, which
Okay.
is the
We had the Biggest Loser stash
For
reduction
August.
challenge for August.
Yes.
There was a little bit of a confusion of some sort, and so in ironing out all of the details in that, we have a different winner. So, Cello Dancer, congratulations, and let us know.
Contact Debbie.
Contact me, and you'll get 2 of my patterns. Originally, it was supposed to be for one of my patterns and one of somebody else's patterns.
Yes, the
and,
Yuxa Shaw.
and that one was given away, so we no longer have access to give that one away. So
Right.
we'll let you have 2 of mine.
Anyone's.
Yep.
Terrific.
And
Terrific. So send Debbie a PM message and let her know. And this month, since we're in September, you should be posting in the Fiber Pusher podcast group.
yeah, what I've been doing is the past few months for me, I ended up not posting my totals or not doing any of that, and try to keep an accurate posting of it, or just
What, you're
to
trying
try
to play
and-
catch up?
I'm trying to play catch up, but I mean I can't win.
No,
I'm
but she
not-
wants Benita to know what she's doing.
Right, I do, because
She wants.
Yeah. Benita's our hero. So, so when we grow up, we want to be like Benita. Meaning, yeah, I don't think I'm grown up yet.
Some days I don't feel grown up, but some
I
days
don't.
I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah. So, we're trying to impress Benita. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. Some days I just see Benita sitting there like cringing and like, oh no, you didn't just say that, did you, Debbie? Shush.
Aww.
But no, she's too nice to say that. Way too nice. So, yeah, I'm updating July, August, and September. I finally got all of my stuff weighed from August. I had to clean it and everything and then let it dry and blah, blah,
All your
blah.
fleeces.
So I finally got all of that done. So
Okay.
my numbers are finally up to date in there.
Okay. And we still have the cardiac ride-along going on. And the Christmas in July, that's still going on. So please continue to post. We're co-hosting with Pen Hook and Needles for the Cardiac Read Along. And that ends, 30 days this month? That ends September 30th. Is there 30 days in September?
I think so.
Okay.
We'll go with 30. And
All
if
right.
it's not 30, well, whatever. We're not perfect.
So for the Cardiac Read Along, their prizes are posted in our Ravelry group, and you can see the pictures. There's a sock blank up for grabs. There's stitch markers from One Fine Design on Etsy. We have project bags from Lena's Design. I'll show you her card here. She ships anywhere for free, even worldwide for free. And this is her card. She's got lovely bags. The pictures are posted in our Ravelry group. We have yarn to give away, progress keepers from One Fine Design. So there's tons of prizes that we will be drawing on the next podcast for all of you who wanted to get in the Cardiac Read Along, and that's either anything with red or pink yarn, knit, crochet, weave with somebody in mind with heart disease. I've done my knit share of red knitting, and you did too.
Yeah, I did one, and then I haven't finished the other one yet.
But you still got time because it ends. I'll close the threads October 1st or September 30th, depending on what time.
I can't
what
win
day
from our podcast, but
you're not a winner.
I can still.
You're not a winner. You're just a participant.
Okay.
She's just a participant.
And then I can also go to the other two podcasters and enter into the win because I can
right for the Bookish Stitcher and the Pen Hook and Needle ladies. There's all three of us for the Cardiac Read Along. I think the Knit and Pro podcast group also has a Lose Your Grams contest going in her Ravelry group, so you might want to check out there. But you can double drip, quadruple drip. If you want to post in 16 groups, as long as you're following the rules, we don't care.
Yep.
We don't care because we're going to have winners next podcast.
Yep.
Did you already post your stuff?
I posted my cowl in Bookish Stitcher and Pen Hook and Needle.
Pen Hook and Needles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's it for the morning announcements. If we missed anything, please let us know. Because we don't have anything written. We just got back from a church.
Flying by the seat of our pants kind of day.
What is it, a church? We just got back from a church, I don't want to say rummage sale, but the church is being sold, and it's our friend's church. So we went up to the church today, and we made some purchases, which were really, really good deals, and that money goes back to the church fund, I think. I'm not sure. But there's so much there. I had no idea that a church had that much stuff. You know what I mean? Because when you go into church, you just go into the pews, you sit down, or sometimes you go for a fish fry, but there's so many other things.
They have everything for like
Sunday school.
Christmas, they would have all of their stuff put away somewhere nice.
Easter.
And then Easter, they would have that lined up. And then if they rented the space out, which they did, they would also have room for those people to put their stuff
in there.
And then, and it's easy over. That church has been there since like the 1800s, like 1860.
Wow.
So
the stained glass is just amazing.
Amazing. And they have to actually close the church down.
Yeah,
so
which is
very, very, very sad.
It is. But that's where we got most of our heat exhaustion is before we hit the record button today. We were at the church going from floor to floor and room to room, picking up things and taking it to the cash register and saying, I need that, I need that.
There's no air in there either. And it just is so hot.
Yeah. It's a sad thing, but moving on.
So I have something off my needles.
You have an escapee?
I have an escapee.
You do? Is it socks? No.
No.
Okay, I'm looking what you got over there. Just think next week we're going to have a huge table. I purchased a Sunday school table.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so this one right here is philosophy. So she's like looking for it. She knew what it was. I told her.
No, but I didn't know you had something else.
So, no, this is it. So this.
There you go.
That's it.
Stand there. Nope, you got to stand there again. Now put your arms out. There you go. Okay, now turn around with your arms up. See how it's still in the front of her.
Yay!
It doesn't slide off your shoulders.
It doesn't. So
And it was meant to be that way, correct?
yeah, I wanted to do, this is philosophy, but with, instead of crescent, this is more of a,
Feel smarter when you wear it. Philosophy.
yeah, that's why I named it that. No, I took a philosophy class, that's why, but I don't know. I might change the name of it. I don't know.
Huh?
I might change the name of it just because I don't feel like putting it. I don't know what
I
I'm
have a
gonna
name. I just thought of it.
do. Uh-oh.
Do you want me to say it out loud?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can use it though. Pure Michigan. That's our tourism slogan here is Pure Michigan. And it's blue. Because we have the Great Lakes.
It's Michigan yarn.
Pure Michigan. I don't know who you got to talk to. It could be Pure Michigan. What are you wearing? Pure Michigan. Okay, that's my suggestion.
Okay. So, okay, yeah, I have somebody, another designer helping me work out the challenges that I have with designing it. So, it'll be done soon.
It will?
Yeah, well, I don't know about soon. No, it'll be to the
Is it this year or
soon.
this year or next year?
This year.
This year? Around the holidays?
After, I don't know. I have to, after I get it to the point that it can go to technical editing, then it goes to technical editing and then test knitting. So, I mean, there's still some time with it, but I finished this, and getting through the casting this off and everything was what was stopping me from actively working on the pattern. So,
that is a nice cast off though.
thank you.
It's a very nice
It's
trim.
It's an 8-stitch cast off.
That's cute.
Ugh.
It does look like Pure Michigan, I would have to say. Has anybody ever named a Shaw after their state? Like Arizona Sunset or California Dreamin'? You could have Michigan.
Michigan Dreaming.
Could be.
Dreaming Michigan.
I don't know. I like Pure Michigan. That's our slogan.
It is our slogan, but I would
That's
hate
that's our tourism slogan. Pure Michigan.
Okay, so this is done. What do you have for cast-offs? Escapees.
I finished another Christmas present.
Whee!
So this is that comfy slipper pattern, and it's knitted with 3 strands of yarn. So basically I just used acrylic and, what's that one yarn? It's that Michael's. It's like $7 a skein. I forget what it's called, but it's like crimpy. But these are a Christmas gift. I think I got a project page for them. The pattern's on Ravelry and it's free, and it's called Comfy Slippers. If you need me to get you the information, just put a message or a comment in. So this is a pair of slippers done for the Christmas. And I'm thinking about putting fun fur around the collar because it's going to go to the girls. I think they would really like that, to put fun fur on there. So this is just out of scrappy yarn. 3 strands. I think I used size 11 needle. So those are done. And then I finished the Pure Joy. So for this I used Undead yarn and Stonehenge, that goes this way, and Stonehenge Crazy Mill ends. And this is done. And it's all blocked out. It starts here, and I'm sure you've seen this before. These are huge shaws. And the bottom, the blue is Crazy Mill Ends by Stonehenge. And this gray is Undead yarn. I think it's the Vampire-y colorway. It's very nice. It's blocked out. I put it on the clothesline. It's very squishy. I just absolutely love it. And I think I'm going to make another one. That way up here I won't forget how to do the short rows that I was taught by Sharon, who was a fabulous teacher. But I don't want to forget it. So I'm going to have to start another one or do another project with short rows so I don't forget. So, but this is just absolutely wonderful. I like it.
I have a cowl that is basically all short rows.
Do you?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to forget how to do that. I just don't. And with starting the new job, I have so much to remember. It's like there's only so much I can hold up here being my age, and
Oh, go ahead.
It's
Tell
like-
them what you said.
Oh, then it's like, it's like garbage in, garbage out. So I work for a garbage company, a trash hauler now. So it's like, they're like, well, you're going to have to do A, B, C, and D. And and they looked at me and they're like, do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, but it's kind of like garbage in, garbage out, because you want me to retain A, B, C, and D. So I'm going to have to let something go because there's only so much I can remember. There's like so much storage space up here. And then it's like, then I just crap out. I can't remember. I mean, I'm lucky I don't pass my house up on the way home from work, and pull in my brother's driveway.
That might be fun.
I can say today, we went to the farmer's market early this morning, and I only take a little zip purse with me, my license and cash, and I drove. And we went through all the stands, and I purchased the butternut squash and the cabbage, and I bought more beets because I'm going to can more beets. Like I need a hole in my head. And on the last stop, I left my little pouch with my money and my driver's license on the table next to the cabbage. I get home, I unload the car. My brother comes over and he's like, what are you looking for? And I said, I think I left my little black pouch on the lady's stand. And he's like, well, let's go get it. I'm like, all right. So we start getting in his truck, and this red SUV pulls up in front of my house, and she's like, ma'am, is this yours? And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. My money was in there and my driver's license was in there.
She drove all the way down here to hunt you down?
She said my address on my license. She put it in whatever her phone, and she figured I would need that because that's my driver's license, and she decided to bring it back to my house.
That's so nice.
I said, you know what? Something good's going to happen to that lady today. My brother's like, you're awful lucky. And I'm like, oh my God, you have no idea, because going back to the DMV to try to get another driver's license.
Yeah, you would have to take time off from work.
Yeah, it was a nice lady, pulled up. She had my pouch, my money was in there, my driver's license.
That's so nice.
See, I forgot it at the farmer's market. I put it down to pay for the cabbage. I usually have it on my wrist, and it's just like so many things going around your head. So many things. Okay. Back to knitting or yarn. So what do you have for hanging on the wire?
Well, now that this puppy's finally done. Okay,
So how long did it take you to do that? Month?
No, I started it in February.
You started the brown one in February. You got the brown one.
No, I started this one in February. The brown one I started in like April. This one went in timeout. So this one right here, this is a sock. It's Benita's.
Oh yeah, I need to get that on the needles. I keep saying that. I need to do that.
Yeah. Well, I actually did. No, I'm kidding. So
I could call you a smart A, but I won't.
It's okay.
I did.
Well, I did. Spring Mill Socks by Benita Story. And so then I was sitting there, I'm like, okay, it's ready to turn.
Really? Because you like shorty socks.
I like short socks. And then they said, okay, well, where's the other one? And I said, well, I really want to turn them together. And so I started on the other one.
So you got the other one to go on. You like those 9-inch or 6-inch or 3-inch or whatever they are?
They're okay. I can't knit with them for like 2 hours without my hand cramping. So
they say it's where you hold the needle at.
And the first time I worked with them on my first pair of socks, I couldn't handle it.
I don't like them.
It just was like, but it seems like this time my hands are holding it a lot easier. And
you a picker or a thrower? Do you throw or pick? Like I throw. Do that again. Oh, you're a picker. What? You bring the yarn in the front? Are you purling?
Yeah, knitting through the back loop.
Yeah.
Because Benita said so.
Okay.
And then purling.
Okay.
It's a rib.
I don't know what you are.
Well, I'm not a thrower.
Okay, so you're a picker.
Okay. Okay, so I got that going on. And then
oh yeah, I want to start working on it too. I need 3 extra pair of arms if anybody wants to knit for me.
I started this one, Quicksand.
Yep, I'm interested in
It's
that one.
a paid-for pattern by
Heidi Kurmeyer. Kurmeyer. Kirmaier.
And I think
Kirmaier. Kurmeyer?
I think I'm already goofing up on the pattern.
Already?
Yeah, I know, it's just sad. So what I ended up doing is
Two skeins together?
actually it's 3 yarns together, and I ended up having it, so instead of knitting it my size, I'm doing like extra small because it's...
Why are you doing extra small?
Okay, so if my swatch ended up being 10 per 4 inches,
Yeah.
and the pattern called for 15 per 4 inches stitches.
Yep.
So what I did is, if you divide that, it's 1.5 stitches compared to what they say. So if they suggest to, gotta find it. They suggest that to start with, let me do easy numbers. Let's say they wanted you to start with 40 stitches. I'm going to put this down and just start talking because I'm getting confused with myself. Happens all the time, unfortunately. So let's say 40 stitches is what they said. But 1.5 ends up being, you know what, I'll have to figure out how I did it, and then I will post it in the Ravelry group because it's taking a little bit more effort than I have right now to figure it out.
Okay.
I will post that in the group with the directions of how to do it, so then if somebody wanted to try
That's a
and
sport
figure it
weight
out.
sweater? You said that's a sport weight sweater, right?
This one is supposed to be with, wait, sport weight?
Is it sport weight or Aran weight?
Aran. It's supposed
Aran.
to be with 1 Aran weight strand. So I put 2 strands together plus a little bit of a little
Decorative.
splash of color. So it's more than twice of what they're saying. So I just figured out so that it would fit me with the additions that I did, because I just wanted it to be done. Feel how nice it is.
It is nice. It is really nice. I like it.
I just wanted a thicker
I'm not a
sweater
big fan of green, but it is nice though. I do like it. It's like earthy, like the woods.
Yeah.
And it's worked down for collar down.
Yeah, top down, which is great.
Seamless.
It's seamless too. Top down means you can try it on as you're going, and then that way you can make sure that it fits when it's done.
That's terrific.
Yep.
I think I'm doing this wrong. Do you know the name of the cowl yet?
Oh,
I think I'm doing it wrong. For what I got on my needles, I haven't really done a lot of knitting because I'm working like 11 hours a day, so I haven't really done a lot of knitting. I finished those 2 things, which they were on the verge of being finished. I'm still working on my Wonder Woman shawl, and this is the crocheted version. It's free on Ravelry by Carissa Browning. So I got the pattern there. I ripped this back. I had it to where it is now, minus the coloring, but I ripped it back because I noticed I seen Doris's posting on Instagram, and mine just didn't look right, so I ripped it all out, and then I restarted again. Oh, here's my stitch right here. And then I restarted it, and I found out where my error was because I accidentally put the post-it note further ahead than where I needed to be. So I restarted it, and can you hold this end? So this is where I am right now. So I'm doing the Wondrous size. She has 2 sizes on here. You can do the Wondrous or the regular size. So technically on here on the pattern down here where this bridge right here, this is where I'm just coming on to putting on the first lower W. So, and this is, I don't know what this yarn is, but it's really soft. I want to say there's cashmere in it. There's no band on it, and it's like a silvery gray. And then for this variegated one, this gray is like really, really nice. this here.
It's very nice.
Yep, no tag. But for the colored one, that's the red, white, blue, and black, that is this yarn here, and it's by Nerd Yarn, and it's 450 yards, and Chuck Tees is the color. Yarn Nerd, and this is the cake right here. It's a finger ring.
I was not able to see what the name of it is.
Right here.
The pattern.
Oh, the pattern?
Yeah.
It's
Not that one, the one you asked me to look at to see on the Texas.
Oh,
my dear goodness. Okay.
So yeah, I got that sitting in my bag. I was working on it in the morning before I went into work, but that's when I was going in at 9 o'clock in the morning. But now that I'm going in at 7 in the morning, it's dark outside, so I'm not working on this like I was, because I would crochet on it like half hour before I start work. Because by the time I get home, I don't really want to do nothing except just sit there and look at the fish tank and just like enjoy the silence. Oh, and then I'm working on this. I don't know what the pattern is. It's bulky yarn. It's a cowl that our friend Philly made, and I seen it last night at Knit Night. And I don't know what the name is. Debbie texted her earlier, but it makes like this ridge. But these bumps should be on the knit side, and they're not. So I think I'm doing it wrong. Right here, there should be bumps there, and look where the bumps are on the purl side. Why is that? Why is that? I don't know. I'm doing it wrong. I even wrote down the pattern because it's like actually 9 alphabet letters on the ball band that's upstairs. And I don't know why the bumps should be coming on the knit side, not the purl side. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I might continue it because it's not for me anyway. So this is just a sample. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. That is all I have. I did some 5D diamond painting, but until I get a couple inches more on it, I will not show you. But I did order 3 more diamond paintings, and they came in the... Oh, they came in the mail, and I'm just looking at them like, oh yeah, when am I going to have time for that? Oh yeah, when I'm at home and the weather's so bad that I can't drive to work.
There you go.
See, when I get a snow day, that's when I'll get on that.
Okay.
Because my to-do list is enormous now. Okay, so moving on to DIY.
DIY.
Debbie is a spinner. She needs a patch. You know how like you get a brownie patch or a Girl Scout patch
Okay.
that you've mastered spinning?
I don't know about mastering, but this right here is alpaca.
So nice.
I bought it a little bit dirty, so I got to clean it.
You like cleaning, don't you?
Yeah.
You like the cleaning aspect?
Yeah. So, feel how soft it is. Oh my gosh.
Alpaca?
And, yeah. And then I bought a fine Shetland lamb first cut fleece.
And that was an Allegan.
Yes. And
We actually talked to she was a woman, so it was a herdess. Farmeress? Was she a farmeress?
Yeah, something like that. So I'm finding that I'm able to spin this very, very skinny.
Fine.
Yeah. Very skinny. But I just love the color on it, and it's so nice. I took it off to bring it, well, I had to weigh how much everything was too. My scale stopped working for a while, so I had to go out and buy another scale.
Did you go to Aldi's?
Yes.
That's where I got my scale. Was like $7 or $9.
Mine was $9.99.
Yep, I love my scale from Aldi's. If you don't have an Aldi's in your area, you might want to look it up. They're just little, like, off in the distance stores that are like 4 rows.
There's 5 rows.
5 rows.
It's a German company, and so, I mean, you have to rent a cart for a quarter, but at the end you get the quarter back.
Got to bring your own bags.
Yep, bring your own bags.
They don't bag anything.
Nope, you do it all yourself. You can grab some of the boxes as you go if you want to put everything in the boxes. Yesterday we had a cart full of boxes and not a lot of stuff in the cart. Maybe not yesterday, the day before yesterday. And,
I like Aldi's. I mean, you can get a dozen of eggs in there sometimes for like 59 cents.
The milk was $1.19
a gallon.
a gallon.
Yeah. You might want to check out your Aldi's. I know sometimes like the potatoes, the bananas are cheap. Sometimes you get strawberries, really good price. Organic lettuce for like $1.69. And there's 4 different heads in the package.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. Really, really good.
I really like the stuff there. I don't buy everything there.
I don't buy everything there either. I'm selective, but
the stuff that you can buy there is really, really, really
I think
cheap.
their name brand is Melville, something like that. I'm sure a lot of you have already shopped at Aldi's, but yeah, I really like Aldi's. They're remodeling our Aldi's over here. I haven't really been there in a while, but I usually purchase a lot of produce from Aldi's if I can't get to the farmer's market, which I got butternut squash today, and that's going to be so good. I need to go buy some onions, and I got a big thing of cauliflower or broccoli today. So, and then I need to go get mushrooms, and I'm going to put on a sheet pan, and I'm going to roast them all.
I like Randazzo's for the fruit market.
Randazzo's, yeah. I went to the one at 16 last week, and I bought I know you don't like fish, but I bought a huge fillet of cod, and I cooked it on Sunday with dill and butter and lemon, and then I ate it for the next 3 days for dinner. So when I came home from work, I just had cottage cheese, beets, and a piece of fish. So
I went to the Randazzo's on Gratiot, so it's just vegetables.
Yep.
There's no meat there.
Yeah, they don't have any. Yeah, see how that's all doing that in there? Ain't that weird?
I don't know what happened.
I need to make those bumps appear on the front, and they're appearing on the back. That's really weird.
So we ended up going to a quilt show last weekend, and then what?
Did you get one? I see you got a bag there.
I didn't get a quilt.
Yes, that was amazing. This quilt show. I don't know. I went 60, 80 quilts in there.
They were gorgeous.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just you can appreciate a different art. Doesn't have to be your own. Doesn't have to be knitting.
But I posted 10 pictures on Instagram. Do you post any if you want to see any?
I didn't post any
on Instagram.
I should have.
I took 10 pictures of the ones that I like the most. The Crown Royal, not so much, but that was for my brother. Somebody made a Crown Royal quilt, and my brother drinks Crown Royal occasionally. He thought that was kind of interesting that they cut that Crown Royal out of all them bags.
Yeah.
And they put that in the quilt. It was pretty interesting. But yeah, it was amazing there.
Yeah, and I almost went to the guild meeting this week, but
You're going to become a member?
I used to quilt.
I know. That's why I'm saying you're going to become a member and get in there?
I think it would be cool, but I don't know. I just, not this month. So, I think I have a quilt that I did that may be able to win like an honorable mention or something like that.
Okay.
So that one, it would be cool to join just to enter one, just to see for that. So what they ended up having is around the corner and down the block, they had a farm. And so it was a Metro Park, state park. And they said that they had animals, and somebody mentioned...
It's a working farm.
Yeah, so somebody mentioned that they have like sheep and stuff, and they're like, wow, I wonder if anybody has done anything with their fleeces. And I'm like, fleeces? So I went over there, and they had, the week before, that's when they had sheared out all the sheep. And they're like, man, it's too bad you didn't call me beforehand. We could have talked and come up with a agreement of something. And she says, all that we have left is a feedback bag full of skirted fleeces. And yes, Benita, I can see you grinning all the way from over there. So when you skirt a fleece, you take all of the poop off, and you take all of the stuff that's not usable and not spinnable, and that's what's skirted. So I'm like, oh boy, what am I getting myself into? And I grabbed the bag. And when I took it home, what I tried to do is the underside of it.
What kind of sheep is that?
I don't even know. I forgot to ask. The underside of the stuff, it for about this much, it looked usable or nice. And so I took there were 2 fleeces. I just didn't. I've heard that other people have said, oh yeah, that wool was so nasty, it wasn't even usable. I'm like, oh my gosh, how in the world can it be not usable? And after looking at this one, I completely understand what they mean by it.
So when somebody says, oh, it's not usable,
it's really not. So this right here, you can see the dirt in there, sort of.
I can.
Okay. Well, that was the cleaner section. This was the cleaner section. And look at it's
like felted.
It's felted. So it was felted with nasty dirtiness all in there. But what I did is I tried to cut the part that wasn't nasty. And what I've done is I've made dryer balls. So the red is just some wool from something else that I had. And I'm trying to, I'll felt these puppies and I'm going to use them as dryer balls.
That's cool.
And so,
man, this is pretty hard too.
Yeah. So there was a little bit, and I'm not counting these. I'm not counting this in my stash because you can't spin it. It will never ever be yarn. So I'm not counting it, and that's why. But like this right here, this was just cute fluffiness. So the ones that were really, really pretty, I could see myself, if I got into quilting, we're doing something where I tried to make like a little sheep and use the actual
needle felting.
Wool, use the wool to make the body of the sheep. And so I'm keeping...
You can do needle felting with that maybe.
Yeah, there's stuff that... So I kept the stuff that wasn't all that dirty, but look at that. I'm calling this not all that dirty.
Right.
Oh. See that? Ugh. So it just it was, but some of it was just so pretty. But I don't know, I think this piece is going back in the bag. And so yeah, this piece I'm just gonna throw this away because I don't know what to do with it. The strands were this long.
Wow, that is long.
This long. That would have been a joy to spin if it wasn't so
You should have
trashed.
found out what kind of sheep that was.
The lady was on a phone call, and
Okay.
I was interrupting me, and she was nice enough to give me the skirted fleeces or whatever. So, okay, so this is I'm just using a cone these cones are cool. And I'm trying to grab the ones that aren't so nasty because
it says wild woolly paprika. That's the color of this paprika. Did you get this from the auction?
Yeah.
Because I know that's where we were like introduced to cones. Like,
yeah.
Why is that on a cone?
So like, I don't know that I would have to look at it to see if that's dirt or the color of the fur. I think that's the color
That's
of the
hay.
fur. I know, and
Yep.
there's a lot of that all throughout this whole thing.
Hay.
I mean, look at all of this. You can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But some of this, I'm going to make probably 2 or 3 more dryer balls. And so I'll have, for doing all of that, I'll be able to have 5 dryer balls. And I'll be happy. Now, what I've also been doing is with the other fleeces and other stuff that I'm spinning, all of the seconds I'm putting in here because you don't want to spin with, something that is this long. Well, maybe that one. I guess
Got a
you
little
could,
white tip on it.
but it's a little hard to spin with something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it? It'll be a crazy little bump. So any of the seconds, like this right here, when you try and pull it, that's as long as it is. It's not easy to spin with and very difficult, and it's so the second cuts I've been putting in a bag, and I'm going to make dryer ball out of it.
You're going to save those for dryer balls?
Yep.
Well, that's a good idea.
This actually might be a good sheep.
Save for felting.
Look how cute that is. It's just so cute.
Be a good color.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I might save it for making a 3D quilt.
There you go.
So, what else do you have done?
Oh, the fin is officially clean. So I'm going to send this off to Stonehenge here in Michigan, the fiber mill. So this fin was bought at the Allegan Fair, and it wasn't this a brown? This was a brown when I bought it. And then after the wash, in the unicorn fiber wash, look how nice this came out. So we didn't really like rip it too much, kind of left it in the pieces as it was shaved off the animal. And this is it all clean. It is very, very soft. I've never bought fin before, but it is a smoky gray and it has all these little bits of cream.
Yeah.
All these little bits of just like curly cream. There are a few dark parts here, but I need to buy some vacuum seal bags for my Seal-A-Meal, so I can put this in there and then suck all the air out, and then this whole big bag just becomes the size of just like a little brick, and then it's just easier to send off to Stonehenge here in Michigan to have this processed out. So what we did is I split this with Jana. She has half the fin and I have half the fin. She is going to try a new mill in Michigan here in Wolverine, Michigan, and she's sending hers there to be processed into roving. And then I'm going to send this to Stonehenge here in Michigan to be processed into roving. And then we're going to compare how they sent it back to us, if there's a difference, and then, also look at price and things like that. But as of right now, all the fin is cleaned. I need to package it up. I need to go get the Seal-A-Meal bag. But yeah, the fin was very, very nice. And it was weird because the color changed. It was like a tan color. And now that it's washed, it's a little more like a smoky gray with a cream, which is really interesting.
I ended up finding out from the unicorn that I had mentioned on the last podcast that I didn't know why people would use Dawn.
Right.
And sometimes what individuals do is they would use Dawn to clean it, but what ends up happening is it strips out all of the lanolin, and then you have to, it dries it out too. So it dries it out more than you really want it to, and then the fibers become brittle. So the unicorn scour power really is a much better way to go for that. Mm-hmm. And it's not, it's more expensive than Dawn. But they have the fiber rinse, and the fiber rinse that they have, if you can dilute it, I think it was either 4-to-1 or 5-to-1, and you can spray that on something. Let's say that you determined this was dry and you needed to spin it. What you could do is you could mix up a solution of it and spray it, and then that would be about the same as adding in grease.
Really?
Yeah. So that is a way that you can do that. And so the fiber rinse is something that that you could use, and it would be better for the fiber than
that's interesting.
Putting. I think they put like vegetable oil or something like that. I'm like, vegetable oil.
Yuck.
On yarn?
Yeah. I did some spinning. I was at the quilt show vending, so I had my wheel there and I was doing some spinning, and I was using fiber from Old Orchard Farm, and this is out of Dexter, Michigan. This was the 2 balls Debbie gave me. It was 25 mohair, 25 wool, and 50% Kirkhull wool. K-A-R-A-K-U-L wool. So I think I showed these before. It was the purple and the gray. So I have a bobbin of each. So this is going to become yarn. And this is going to go to a friend of mine because she's interested in spinning mohair, and I'm kind of done with it. So yeah, that'll be plied up And this is probably what I could use to show you for the plying too.
Cool.
Because Debbie's been doing a lot of spinning, but it's been singles. So now since I have these two available, I can show her plying, so that way you can make a 2-ply. It's just like a Barbara pulling. It kind of looks nice when you kind of have the arms that go together. Satellite store, I bought something, but I didn't bring it downstairs, so I'll save it for next time. I bought it at the quilt show.
And so when we say satellite store, that means our stash.
Yeah, our purchase.
We don't sell our yarn. We just.
Did somebody ask you where's your satellite store?
No, it's just every once in a while it's good to mention
refresh the member.
Well, I mean, we get new members.
Yes.
And so maybe we never explained it, and it might be somebody's first time, so I wanted to just say.
Satellite store is code for purchases.
Yeah, it's easier to say, well, it's satellite store. Well, what happens if Jerry's listening? I don't think he'd care, but, you know.
No, he'd just say, oh, my God, you got so much yarn. And then he sees a picture of 18 tubs that Debbie has full, and he's like, oh, yeah, I don't think you got that much yarn.
Yeah, you need to catch up. Okay, so I ended up going out and I bought some more Stonehenge fiber.
She went to Sam's store, right? You got that at Sam's store?
Sam's stores. Yep.
The Yarn Stop in Clawson, Michigan, if you can ever get there. I love Stonehenge.
I love it's so nice.
It is very, very nice. You could actually dye this if you didn't want it. What?
Exactly.
Worsted spun fine wool. Yeah. This, I don't know if you have this in your area. But this is very, very nice. And if you don't,
you can call them up and you can order it. You can, if you Google Stonehenge Fiber Mill, it'll come up. The lady's name is Debbie.
No.
Who runs it. Yeah.
Another Debbie.
She's my name buddy. Okay. She doesn't know it, but she is. And so, yeah, you can order from them.
That's terrific.
And then I ended up getting a few items to add to my my third place gift for
Bonita.
Yeah.
So for the Biggest Loser, Bonita is providing the first place prize. I'm providing the second place prize, and Debbie is filling a bag.
Yeah.
So she is putting items in a bag for the third place winner. So there'll be 3 places at the beginning of next year for the Biggest Loser.
Yeah, so I got these.
Let me see the tape thing. That is so cool.
Orange.
Oh my gosh, you got Child Glue stitch markers?
Yep.
Holy smoly, there must be like 30 in here.
And then these things are cool.
I like those.
I tend to prefer the ones that you can get for free, but I mean...
Those are nice though.
They are.
They keep your cake together because a lot of times the cake will collapse.
Have you ever had a cake or, you know, that collapses and then it's all over the place?
Yep, because you don't know.
That's what this puppy does. You put it around there and it kind of keeps it together, and as you're pulling the yarn out, it just gets smaller.
Yeah, so but your yarn is usually in your bag, and by the time you look at it, it's like all over the place.
And like, yeah,
and you're like,
yarn
oh my
everywhere.
God, it's like I don't want to cut the yarn. Yeah.
So that was my purchase for the month.
Well, you know what? Pretty soon is the Ann Arbor Fiber Festival, and the Fiber Pusher will be vending there. I will be vending there, so you can give those to Bonita when you come.
Yes.
And add it to because that's when I'm going to be giving her the second place prize.
I gave her most of mine when I saw her in August.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, and Allegan?
Yeah. So I said, here you go, just so you have it. And then I think I'm going to get some more, and I'll bring it
in October.
Yeah.
Okay. So that will work. Where am I at here? And then we come down to the end of the program, which is...
Is this a new one? Or
yeah, that's a new one.
I never know if she just like, yeah, I didn't get to it. And then I'd be like there reading the
whole
thing.
No, it's the new one. So we try to get this in just to let you know that it's kind of all little stuff, right?
Yeah, so this book is Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff by Richard Carlson, PhD. They put PhD there to make him look smart.
I ain't saying nothing.
Okay. So we're picking number 90, or somebody picked 90.
I picked number 90.
One more passing show. This is a strategy that I have recently adopted into my own life. It's a subtle reminder that everything, the good and bad, pleasure and pain, approval and disapproval, achievements and mistakes, fame and shame, all come and go. Everything has a beginning and an ending, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Every experience you have ever had is over. Every thought you've ever had started and finished. Every emotion and mood you've experienced has been replaced by another. You've been happy, sad, jealous, depressed, angry, in love, shamed, proud, and every other conceivable human feeling. Where did they all go? The answer is no one really knows. All we know is that eventually everything disappears into nothingness. Welcoming this truth into your life is the beginning of a liberating adventure. Our disappointment comes about in essentially two ways. When we're experiencing pleasure, we want it to last forever. It never does. Or when we experience pain, we want it to go away now, and it usually doesn't. Unhappiness is the result of struggling against the natural flow of experience. Okay, I need to make sure where I'm heading. She's so cute. It's enormously helpful to experiment with the awareness that life is just one thing after another. One present moment followed by another present moment. When something is happening that we enjoy, we know that while it is wonderful to experience the happiness it brings, it will eventually be replaced by something else, a different type of moment. If that's okay with you, you'll feel peace when that moment changes. And if you're experiencing some type of pain or displeasure, know that this too shall pass. Keep this awareness close to your heart. It is a wonderful way to maintain your perspective, even help the face of adversity. It is not always easy, but it is usually helpful. There was one time when, about 3 years ago, we went to my mother-in-law's place. So that's she lives in Harlem, in Manhattan, New York. New York. And when we went there, that was the time where my husband, he was still drinking at that time. Well, he didn't want to be drinking in front of his mom, so when he stopped drinking, he started doing the shakes and everything like that. And he ended up, everybody was asking me on the side, what the heck is wrong with him? Is he okay? I'm like, yeah, he just stopped drinking. It's withdrawals. And it was so embarrassing every single time. But he ended up in the hospital.
But if people don't know what it is,
right. I mean, he looked like he had a neurological condition.
People are going to think he's having a seizure or something if they don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was shaking. You know, he went out to reach something. He was shaking. I can't blame him at all. And it just, they ended up going, he ended up going into the hospital with blood pressure. It was 230 over 130, somewhere in that ballpark, which they were checking him for stroke. They were checking him. They did a spinal tap and all sorts of stuff. And they gave him some meds to calm it down, and he was calming it down. And in the middle of all of that, I'm like, oh, this is just so terrible. I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe. And the hospital we went to was a good hospital, but the gurneys were this far apart from each other.
Wow.
And every other one, you had enough for somebody to get in. And you had to wait until somebody left to get a chair. And so half the time you'd be standing for 6.
Can't you just sit on the bed?
It's at a height it wasn't really possible. And, there's already a person on there, and so it just, being out of state, I'm like, I don't have my New York accent right now, and I felt completely out of place there. And I ended up, she's wondering if there's this part of the story that's going to relate to what it's that. Um, so in the middle of all of that, I ended up being next to a lady whose father had ended up being in the hospital, and it really sounded that he wasn't going to make it. His blood pressure was excessively low, and it just really didn't sound like he was going to make it. And the doctor was saying, this is a really risky surgery. He's been here before, and this and that. And I ended up talking to the daughter that was there, and she's like, it's all good. And I'm like, how in the world do you mean this is all good? He's like, good or bad at the end, it's all good. It's all just something that's going, it's all good. And this young lady that had to have been about 23 or 24 just really helped me understand, good or bad, it's all good. And I mean, seriously, it is. You really do have the good with the bad. And you really do have all of that. And that story was really just so true.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of Solomon in the Bible. But it just is something that no matter if you're going through the good or the bad, in the end, it's all going to be good.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yep. See, and look.
Okay.
Ripped out. Because I know those bumps are supposed to be on the other side, and I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I know I said I didn't care, but it's going to bother me because this one's not for me. And if I'm going to make another one, I don't want to mess this one up because I want mine to look correct. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sort of much. But thank you for watching. If you want to subscribe, we're a bi-weekly podcast. So I think there's a subscribe button over there on YouTube. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, our Instagram links are on the YouTube channel. If you want to get in on Ravelry for the Biggest Loser, it might be difficult for you.
You can, but it's accumulative. So
yes, we're coming till the end of the year now.
You can join now, but it would have to be, you'd have to join starting this month, anything off the needles this month. So
you probably have a better chance in the cardiac ride-along and the Christmas in July threads. There's great prizes in there. We appreciate all the ladies who sent us in prizes. We got one fine design, and then we also have Lena's design on Etsy for providing us prizes. The next time you see us, we'll be drawing all the winners, which will be exciting because that way we can package them all up and send them along their merry way to the new owners. What else do we got to say? Anything?
Just to cello dancer, contact me.
Oh yeah, PM Debbie.
Let me know which ones you want.
And as always, any comments, questions, or concerns, just leave a comment below or send us a message on Ravelry or Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll work. Thanks for watching.
Yep. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.